Plastic Model Builders. Hello, this is me, Ari Stone with Plastic Model Builder, and this is part 5 of my Tamiya Grumman F-14 Tomcat in 1/48 scale. In this video, we're going to be assembling the tailhook components. As you see right here, we are going to do the missile pylons, some of the missiles, as well as the interior cockpit stuff like the ejection seat. This right here is a bomb mount that we are assembling, and that will be for the AIM-54 Phoenix missiles, so keep watching so you can see how we do all that stuff. The ejection seat will be built as well as painted, and we are going to put the decals on there as well. So right here is the pallet for the Phoenix missile. You see me putting in that pylon right there. This is the other one. And then right here we have the wing pylons. There are two of these. It goes together in multiple component pieces. This is the top part right here. And then you have that rail that goes on the side, and then in addition to this will be a bottom piece. There's a little part there that needs to be clipped off. Make sure you get it. And you see how these all go together like this. Simple pieces right here. These are the fuel tanks. Make sure your fuel tanks go together just like so. There are two of those. There's two of everything, as you can see. Right here, just clamp this down onto this little bottom piece right there. And then we have that right there, which will go and hold everything up. So here's the AIM-54 Phoenix missile. Multiple pieces for this. Two halves. And then you have these center pieces right here that will go in there. You will just place them on each side, which is, here's one right here. You see it has a placeholder for the missile rail. I wouldn't say the missile rail, but one of the fins. And then the back fins. So you have their two fins on there on each side. There is one. Glue that down. Then you have your other side right there. And then of course your fins, two on each side. There you go. So this is the GBU-31 bomb. This kit comes with multiple bombs and missiles. This is another one right here. You see how easy that goes together. Two halves and then the rear fins. Easy to do. You may not use all these depending on your configuration. This is the GBU-12 Paveway II. You can tell by the rear fins. There is also the 16, which you can assemble as well if you want to do that. We will also be putting together the lantern, which is featured in here, which is the low altitude something or other infrared device lantern navigation things. You see these paveways going together just like that. Very easy to assemble. Here you have your AIM-9 LM Sidewinders. This kit comes with two versions of these, the early version and this version, so make sure you assemble the correct version for this date of aircraft. This is the later version of it. The earlier version has more triangular fins than you see right there. Old school style. This is the newer one. Very easy to assemble these and paint them as well. This right here will be for the glare shield, at least part of it. This is the lantern right here. You put that together. Then you have a piece that goes right up front. And after that, you will put together and put inside the little clear plastic piece. Goes together very nicely, and that's the plastic piece right there. Make sure you sand everything down so you get a nice fit. Note the orientation of this and how it goes in. Just like that. That's in its basically, unused position right there. Have this little guy right here, which will go for the Rio right there. We're also going to paint some of these things with the those covers, a purplish type of color, which is basically a sun-bleached version of a black cloth, so it's kind of purple as it fades through time. This is the ejection seat, so you have the two halves that go together, followed by the seat. Then you have the headrest. Going to put in the ejection handle right there. I just used my glue and it kind of holds it in place. Then just press it down a little bit, turn it over. You have the back portion of that which goes in very easily. Then the top of the headrest, which is right there. And then that is the ejection seat. Very nice. We're going to paint it, make it look pretty. You can airbrush it. I chose to do mine by hand just because I didn't feel like breaking out the airbrush to do it. Do it as you want. It's model making madness. We got to make things look pretty. I don't always do that, but I try. So here we have the rest of the seat getting painted. This is the outside of it. Don't mind the paint mess. Why do I say don't mind it? Because it gets painted over. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. I do see some people that are very good with paint. I'm not one of them. So this is the Rio and the front covers that we have to paint. Right here, radar intercept officer sits in the back of the aircraft. And of course you have the front one. This right here is for the glare shield. We assembled that earlier, and you're going to have to put together the rest of the glare shields. They're clear pieces. Right here is the front area of the aircraft that sits on top where the glare shield is going to go, and we'll paint that a lovely purplish color as well, which is that purple fabric. It's black fabric that sun bleaches over time and looks kind of purplish. We've all seen it with our shirts that look purple over time that are black. Get the inside of that. Here are the glare shields right there. Two of those, one on top of the other. You will assemble those a little later on, so keep watching so you can see how that's done. Keep going over them, make it look good. Now we got the little detail that goes on this injection seat right here, little gray areas. We're going to paint the seat in olive type of color, kind of drab, kind of brown in between, khaki-ish. And you just see me going around this with my little tool. And here's the seat. So that's why I don't mind the black undertones, because it'll give it a little bit of depth as well. You know, that's the whole point of making models. Try to make them look realistic, unless you want it to look like a model, which is fine. It's your model, do what you want. Paint the seat right here. You see how much of a mess I made of everything, but that's okay. When the paint dries, it looks good because you see those undertones coming through, so it makes it give it a little bit of realism. Paint our little yellow components. By the way, there are two of these ejection seats. We're going to decal those, and as well the seat belts are part of the decals, but they stay on the paper, so you give it some depth. That's the intent of it. I've never actually, you can use the regular decals as they are, but it looks a little bit better with some depth to them, or you could get some photo etch parts if you want. Painting the ejection handle yellow, still not good with the ejection handles, and painting the stripes on them. I've seen it done many times. It just never seems to work out quite right for me. I don't know why, but they're very hard and I get impatient with small little details like that. It's just the way I am, I guess. Anyway, you see how this goes there. It looks very good once it's done. You're not going to see a lot of this once it's sitting down inside of this aircraft as well. Get your little miscellaneous parts right there. Here's that glare shield that I was talking about. One piece on top of the other. Just like that, so you see both of those. And then you stick this inside of that front area. Make sure your glue is dried. And here it is. That's the front portion. Put that there. Make sure your glue is dried. And this is the purple color. It comes with directions on how to mix it. And you see what it looks like there. So it's essentially a faded black color. That's a cloth fabric. And that's what it does to it over time. So they mimic that for this aircraft. You could paint it black to make it look new, or you can do it this way. Those two dots that I have painted black there, I'm painting over them. Bad choice of how I did it originally. So just paint over them and then paint them again. I use my little tool to do that. And everything looks very good. We're going to show you the ejection seats and how those go together as well, with the seat belts on there and the decals. So make sure you watch to see all that. So here are the decals I'm talking about that we take off of the paper, of course. Water slide decals. You got 4 of those per ejection seat. 2 on each side. You see as they go on right here. And then you got this big one that goes right up top there on the side. Very easy to do. Make sure you've got some PVA glue so you can put on the seatbelt decals. And we'll show you how to do that. It's very simple. You see how I put that on there? Gives a little bit of depth to it. Use some tweezers to lightly place these down right there. You see how they go. You may want to do a better job than I did cutting them out because you have some paper left over. You see how I do this? I just kind of go around the edges really quickly. Make sure you have a good knife. And this is how it goes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. And as always, until next time, see ya.